Hi guys, I'm Cody Jay, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going through a pretty thorough review on the, hopefully iconic, Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated Eyeshadow Palette. Now in addition to today's review, I'm also going to be doing a pretty easy to follow eyeshadow tutorial, and one of you are going to be a lucky winner because you're going to be receiving your own Cremated Eyeshadow Palette. So if you guys are as excited as I am, keep on watching. Okay guys, so I'm super excited about today's video, and like I said in my intro, not only am I going to be doing a in-depth review as always with this eyeshadow palette, I'm also going to be taking you guys through a pretty easy to follow eyeshadow tutorial, and at the end of this video, or somewhere in the video, I'm going to be giving you guys all the details on how you can enter to win your own Cremated Eyeshadow Palette because sharing is caring. Now, side note, I've just been wailing to some Lady Gaga Chromatica the last couple weeks, and especially today, so I'm kind of losing my voice, so I apologize, so ignore that. But before we get started, as always, please make sure if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel that you do so by clicking that subscribe button down below, and of course give this video a thumbs up because it helps me out, it helps my channel grow, and that's what we all want. Now, diving right into this palette review, when I took it out of its packaging, it has this stunning, beautiful Jeffree Star little, card that he sends in all of his launches. So I love that. I love seeing how versatile he can be. Now, as we've all seen already, I'm sure, this is the Cremated Palette. Now, obviously, the entire aesthetic of this collection is the whole cremated, deceased, slayed. You got the marble, the tombstone, like that whole vibe, which I think it's super fun because it's pretty different than the bold, beautiful, vibrant, colorful things that he does and puts out for all of us to enjoy. So I'm loving that. Now, everyone has been hounding him. I see it all the time for something that's a little bit more neutral and wearable, and baby, you got neutral, you got wearable. Now, this is the packaging, of course, like I said. On the back is all the ingredients, and it obviously has all of his social media links and everything and where you can find him. This product has a 12-month after opening period. It is cruelty-free. Now, I love this, honestly, so much. Everything about it's so fun. So let's just take this bad boy out. I'm going to toss that over there. Now, this is the front of it, which you can kind of see his face peeking through on the front cover. But you open it up, you take out this little plastic, and it looks like this. Now, just the way the light hits it, you can see how amazing it is, especially colors like this one right here, and here at the top, which is pallbearer. Like, that is so stunning. So I'm really excited to try this out. Now, some people, of course, because there's always going to be people that hate on him no matter what he does, but of course people are like, oh, they're all the same shade. If you open up most eyeshadow palettes, there are so many colors that are similar, they're just different tones, and it definitely is important to have that because it looks good on different types of skin tones. Now this palette, of course, is no different. Yes, there's a lot of cool tone shadows, but there are definitely a lot of different options. You have a lot of dark shades like hers here at the top, which is a pure black. You have all the way down to like a pure diamond white, which is called Death Blow down here at the bottom. You obviously have light shimmers, which is the diamond ashes. You have pallbearer, which is more of a dark cobalt looking kind of shimmer or metallic. Again, there's different options here. You have some browns, grays, slates. This one looks kind of like a bluish black. You have a light brown here. So there's definitely a lot of options as far as if you want a really dark smoky eye or if you want something a little bit more neutral and wearable. Now, again, there are obviously more light tan shades like over here. This would definitely be a good transition shade. There's lighter ones over here. Obviously, you can build up your shadows with Last Respects and the Morgue, which is a lot darker. You have a dark gray up here, a lighter gray. So there's definitely a lot of options. Now this palette is obviously meant to give you a very easy smoky eye, just something darker, something more neutral. This is the perfect palette if you're doing wedding makeup because obviously most brides don't want super colorful, eyeshadow looks on their wedding day. They want something a little bit more toned down and neutral. So everybody wanted neutral, everybody wanted wearable. This is literally the most neutral wearable palette I've ever seen. So I'm really excited about that. Now the Cremated Palette retails for $58. It is currently sold out, of course. I know there's gonna be a restock either in a couple days or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's supposed to be coming out soon, if not already by the time this goes up. Now I just wanted to read you Jeffree's exact description of the Cremated Eyeshadow Palette. He says, the Cremated Palette is what smoky eye dreams are made of. Includes 24 sickening shades from pure white diamond to the darkest black matte to create endless, intense, sultry, or soft, gentle looks on any skin tone. It is vegan and cruelty-free, like I said. So I think that is a good price, as usual, for Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. From packaging, it's stunning. It's always very creative and in-depth. The palette itself is very sturdy, it's very nice, it has a very decent sized mirror, of course. And again, the fact that you're getting 24 shades, that's a lot of eyeshadow, and they're very high quality and highly pigmented shadows, typically. So hopefully this one, you know, is no different than his typical eyeshadow palettes because the formula is literally the best. Now I do want to quickly swatch just a few of the shades because obviously, like I said, some of them do look similar. There are different tones, but I don't love swatching shadows. You really don't get to see the full intensity or the payoff of shadows, and it's a lot different than when you're using a finger with a lot of pressure compared to using a brush on your eyes, but it is just more for just like visual effect. I don't want to go through all of them because I just don't want to, and it's my channel and you can't tell me what to do. So I'm going to start off with the matte black here at the top. This is called Hearse. So I'm just going to like not so professionally put these on my arm. Wow, that's beautiful. That's stunning. I gotta like look at that. That is jet black. It kind of looks gray on camera, but in person it is literally the most jet black, smooth shadow I've ever seen in my life. So over here we have Gravedigger, which looks like a dark brown, and then we're gonna use Rest in Peace over here. So I need to put that down. So we have Gravedigger. That's stunning. Rest in Peace. So this one definitely has more of a purple undertone to it, and this one's definitely a lot cooler, kind of ashy, kind of blue. I like that a lot. So then I'm going to dip into, let's do a brown down here. This is called Inheritance, this one right there. So we're going to get that on the little pinky, and then we're going to swatch that underneath. Ooh, now that's not my favorite color. It's kind of like a greenish brown, and that's not my thing, but it might be yours. So one of the reasons I wanted to show you these kind of colors right off the bat is in the pan they look pretty similar, but in person or like applied, they're very different. This is straight up black. This definitely has a purple undertone to it. This is very blue gray, and this is very green. So again, you can do different looks with them. There's really a lot of shadow choices for different skin tones, so they may look similar, but they're very, very different. So let's swatch a couple of the metallic shimmers. So I want to do Angel of Death here at the top, followed by Death Certificate, then Pallbearer. That one looks stunning. And I think I'm going to do Diamond Ashes down here at the bottom. That's like pure diamond. That looks so, so beautiful. So let's throw those on. Here's the first one. Wow. Now, the end is because my arm's still a little bit wet. That's not the shadow. But that is... wow, that's a lot of bang for your buck. These are so pigmented. Oh my gosh. Wow. That one, ooh, that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then the diamond white, oh my gosh. Look at that. Those are so pigmented. I'm like not surprised, honestly, but like I'm super impressed. The payoff is so amazing. I cannot wait to throw these on my lid. These are so beautiful. This top one is so stunning. Oh my god, these are literally iconic. So that's pretty much all the swatches I want to do. We definitely need to start throwing these eyeshadows on our eyes because they are bare, they are ugly right now, and I'm really excited. Okay, so I'm just priming my eyes with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01 as usual. You all know that's my ride or die, my trusty holy grail eyeshadow primer. It's literally the best on the market. Now I'm going to do one eye on camera and then I'll do the other eye off camera as usual, just again, as always, for the sake of time and because nobody wants to see the same thing done twice. If you want to see it again, you can watch the video again. You know. So to get this look started, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a Life Insurance, which is right here, mixed with a little bit of Wednesday, which is the gray up here. Now I just want a light wash of color with these two, so hopefully mixing Life Insurance and Wednesday will give me the light color that I want. I want a gray, obviously, but I don't want it to be super dark. So let's see. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely giving me the gray payoff that I was anticipating. And it's not too dark, so that's perfect. Okay, so right off the bat, they definitely blend out very nicely. You don't have to put a lot of work into blending, which is really nice and something I'm pretty used to with Jeffree Star Cosmetic Eyeshadow. So thankfully this palette is no different so far. So I'm just putting, like I said, a really light wash of this color on here, and then we're going to deepen it up. Now for today's look, I'm going to do something like light to dark going outwards, and I'm going to be cutting my crease today. I haven't been cutting it lately because I don't always want to, and I have a different technique, which you can see in some of my other videos, where I show you how to pretty much get the cut crease look without having to actually cut your crease. Saves you a lot of time. Okay, now with that same brush, I'm just going to wipe it off on a paper towel, and I want to go into something a lot lighter. I think I'm actually going to dip into the Pure White, which is Death Blow right here. Now I'm very lightly going to take this, and this one's a little bit powdery, but like, it is what it is. Now I'm very gently going to go over the outer edge of this, just to make sure the blend is seamless, and also just kind of lighten it up a little bit at the very top. Okay, so now that this first step looks pretty good, we're gonna start deepening our crease. So I'm gonna take a slightly smaller brush, and I think I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M506 brush, just a small blending brush. It's obviously a lot smaller than the very first one we used, as you can tell. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna dip into, I think, a little bit of Solemnly Swear right here. This one right there, not over there, this one. And I'm gonna try to use as many of these shadows as I actually can. So I'm just gonna kind of like bounce around. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna push it right into my crease, and I'm just going to stamp it on and around. And then when I get my desired level of pigmentation, oh, kind of went into an accent right there. When I get my desired level of pigmentation, then I'm gonna blend out. Doing this really helps you keep the vibrancy of shadows before you blend them out, because when you blend your shadows, you're obviously gonna lose a little bit of that core pigment. So I definitely recommend stamping your shadows in place where you want them and then blending out. Now, of course, if you still lose a little bit more than you kind of want, you can just repeat stamping and blending, stamping and blending. So pretty much that's where I want it. And so I'm just gonna take that same brush, and then in circular motions, we're gonna start blending it up and out. Okay, so the blend so far is looking pretty good. There is one spot right here, I don't know if you can really tell, but like right there, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it to honestly stick to my skin. Like when I start blending, it starts going away, so I'm just trying to put a little bit extra work into it, but the shadow's having a little bit of trouble. So now I'm gonna take that same brush, wipe it off, and we're gonna dip into Life Insurance and Wednesday again. And we're just gonna go around the edges just to bring back a little bit of that lightness that we just lost when we were blending in this darker shadow. Okay, so that eye is definitely looking pretty blended. It's definitely very smoky, so far so good. Okay, they're both matching, perfect, and flawless. So now we are going to cut our crease. Now, like I said in the beginning, this is a pretty easy eyeshadow tutorial to mimic or replicate. So if you do replicate this eyeshadow look, I would appreciate it if you would tag me on Instagram or Twitter at Cody Jay Artistry so I can see it, love it, tell you that I love it, and share it. So pretty much it's just a few steps. We're doing that light wash of color, we're deepening the crease. Now we're gonna put a shimmer after we cut our crease, and then we are going to build up the intensity on the outer V a little bit. So let me grab my P. Louise base again. Now I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. Oh my gosh, I'm finally starting to run out of this. I've had this for literally the longest amount of time. So let me just take this with my flat brush. This is the Morphe M124 brush. This is one of my favorites when it comes to cutting a crease. Now get your fingers and like smush it down a little bit. I definitely find that that helps when you're cutting. So I'm just gonna take this on the back of my hand, like I said. Now, I've got to scoot up a little bit. So what we're gonna do for me, like I said, as I always say and always will say, hooded eyes, gotta take my cut crease up a little bit higher. You, if you don't have hooded eyes, don't need to. You can do the little trick where you put it along your lash line, push up and look around, and then, you know, map it out. I don't really usually need to do that. So I'm just gonna take it like so. Now we're gonna take our cut crease to about right there. Now when I'm done cutting my crease, I will build up the outer V with a little bit of a darker shade, so I don't really necessarily need to take my base or concealer all the way over. So now you're just going to stamp your lid with whatever's left on the brush, just to apply it and also set it. Okay, that's looking pretty perfect. Now, if you are someone who has a little bit of difficulty when it comes to a cut crease, I do have a dedicated tutorial on my channel, which is pretty much like the easiest cut crease tutorial you'll ever need, and that's pretty much what it's called as well. So definitely go check that out if you need some help, and if you need further help after that, make sure you message me, leave me a comment, let me know, and I will do whatever I can to help you perfect your cut crease. Okay, so before I cut this crease over here and do that eye, I'm just gonna finish with this eye specifically because my base is still tacky, which I like, and I don't want it to dry. Okay, so I'm wanting a super bright inner corner and like beginning first third of my eyeshadow look today. So I'm definitely gonna start off with Diamond Ashes, which is the pure diamond white here at the bottom. I'm gonna take the same type of brush that I just used to cut my crease. It's obviously a different one, it's just the same type. And I'm going to dip into this, and it definitely doesn't pick up a lot. So like you kind of have to really scrape it. Don't love that. Now we're just going to stamp this on. Okay, so I'm having a lot of issue with this. Let me try to like turn this around so I can show you. If I drop this, I'm quitting YouTube. So when I go to brush it, it just kind of smushes and like not much comes off onto the brush. Like it might look like it, but it's really not. It just kind of crumbles. So like, it's kind of chunky. Don't love that. That's definitely gonna make it difficult to use. And when you apply it, it's obviously going to have fallout and get all over, and it's gonna make you mad. So don't love that. That's a con. Like, look at it, it's chunky. So not loving that. This definitely might be one that you need to use your finger with. I don't like doing that, but it might be necessary. But I'm gonna just keep working with my brush and just get through it. Yeah, like I'm having a lot of issues with this. Like, look, it literally crumbles and falls off. Like, excuse me? Not on this channel. It's literally all over my pants and it's on my face, and I'm actually kind of getting aggravated because that shadow is beautiful. And of course you can't just wipe it off because then it smears and it's gonna mess up your face. And now I'm getting aggravated. Anyway, so let me try with my finger. Yeah, it's like clay in the palette. I don't like that at all. Like, I'm actually getting very frustrated right now because it's supposed to be beautiful and it's chunky. Shimmers and metallics are not supposed to be chunky. I don't like using my finger. Like on my eye, it looks disgusting. Like, I don't know if you can really tell, but it literally is so chunky and like cakey. And when you look at that, like, ugh, yeah, I'm very disappointed in this one. It literally looks disgusting. I'm actually so mad right now that I just want to wipe it all off and start over, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm not. But just know that I do not like that shadow. Okay, so moving right along, I'm going to wipe that brush off and I'm gonna dip into, let's do a little bit of Mortuary Beautician, which is the metallic right there. Come on, focus, focus, thank you. This one right there. So we're gonna dip into that. It looks like it has a little bit of blue to it, but we'll see. It looks pretty dark, but we're going to stamp this on. Oh, it's got like purple almost? Yeah, kinda. So I like the color of that, that's pretty. Yeah, let's take that all the way across. Now I'm just gonna take my finger again and I'm just going to stamp over both of them just to kind of blend them together a little bit. Man, I'm honestly so bummed about that first white metallic. It's falling out like crazy. It's so chunky and it looks honestly so disgusting on the lid. Like, I'm not happy about it. So let me do the other eye real quick and I'll be right back. Alrighty, other eyes on is looking pretty similar. I'm honestly so disappointed in Diamond Ashes. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed in an eyeshadow in general. Like, I want to bring this pan super close to you so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, let me get it in frame. You see how that's literally like mush? It's literally mush. Like, no matter, look at it. That's something. I mean, it won't even pick up on the brush, and when it does, it literally chunks, and my eye looks horrible in person. Like, up close, it looks terrible. Okay, so now that the lid portion is pretty much complete, there's one step left that I want to do. I'm going to take another little Morphe blending brush like this one right here, and we're going to dip into something a lot darker. I'm going to go into Gravedigger, which is here at the top. Now, I'm not going to go into the black for this because it's just going to be way too dark, and I know that, especially me being so fair-skinned right now. So I'm going to go on the outer V and kind of like stamp it on a little bit and pretend there's like a little V there and kind of go upwards. Just stamp it on. And then when you have it on a little bit, you're gonna just start blending it in to the shimmer. And just go along your crease line a little bit, bring it up and around just a little, and very lightly blend it outwards. Because on this side you could see obviously the difference between your lid and, you know, outside your lid. Whereas over here it just kind of all blends together and just meshes real nicely. Okay, so that's looking absolutely stunning. Hello. Now obviously this palette is meant to be more wearable and neutral, but this is Cody J. This is my channel. This is definitely gonna be fun and a little more creative than just a bland, like, light brown, tan, smoky. No, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. So now for the under eyes, I'm gonna take my Makeup Shack T14 brush. And as always, you can use my friend Rocio's discount code. It's code ROCIO to save some money off your Makeup Shack purchase. Now for this, I'm gonna take a little bit of Eulogy, which is right here, and I'm gonna brush that very gently underneath my eye. This is just gonna bring everything together. Now I don't want too much darkness under my eye, which is why I'm not gonna go in with like the dark grayish blue tones. I just don't want my eye to look really, I don't know, sad. So I'm just gonna take Eulogy just to kind of combine and connect everything, but it's not gonna be too dark. Okay, once you have that color on, I'm gonna dip into something a lot lighter. So I think I'm gonna take Last Respects, which is right here, this one right there. And we're just gonna soften that up a little bit and just kind of smoke it out a tad. So definitely you have that smoky kind of look going on now. So I'm gonna take a little pencil brush technically, and I want something for my inner corner now. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Pallbearer right here at the top. Now it definitely shows up a little sparse, but it kind of gives it a nice little sparkle, so that works for me. Ooh, just gives a little pop of color. Now, obviously you can see when I turn my face, there's little sparkles all over. So I do everything backwards in the monitor if you haven't noticed. I'm used to looking at my viewfinder, so like when I went here, like it was the same. Whereas when I look at my monitor, it's like backwards. So like, sorry. So real quick off camera, I'm going to throw on some lashes, liner, and mascara, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Eyes are both finished. I also threw on a liquid lip from Jeffree Star Cosmetics as well. Now, do you see that wing? When have you ever seen moi do any type of liner or wing on this channel? Literally never. We're moving on to bigger and better things in this world. So, hello wing, like slay, like it just adds a little touch. But anyway, like patting myself on the back right now. So overall, I think this look is stunning. This obviously is the finished look. Now, it's beautiful. I definitely think this is truly something that is wearable, but it's fun. Now, it's colorful, but not in like a vibrant, intense way. I just think it has such a beautiful blend, and I think the colors are very complementary. And with the lid being so bright, it just, it's something else. Now, also, side note, the lashes I'm wearing are called Ava. They are from Makeup Geek, which you can use code Cody J for 10% off your order, as always. So, real quick, I want to walk you guys through my final thoughts on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated Eyeshadow Palette. Okay, starting off with pricing, I think $58 is extremely fair. I think with the level of quality that you get from JSC, that's a very appropriate pricing. Of course, the packaging, the amount of product you get, obviously is very, very amazing. Now, of course, the packaging is very stunning. It's always very thought out. I really like the amount of detail and energy and effort that goes into all of his products, to be honest. Now again, opening it up, you have a very decent sized mirror. Like, I don't know why you need a bigger mirror. Of course, you have all these different choices of eyeshadows. Now, the eyeshadows themselves, the pigmentation is really beautiful. The blendability is perfect as always. Now, my concerns, as you obviously can already guess, are with the metallics. This one, like I said, let me put it up real close to you again, is destroyed. Like, it looks horrible in the pan. It literally looks like sludge. I mean, I probably will never use it again because I can't. It literally is like wet clay, so don't love that. Pallbearer at the top is also beautiful. It's what I have like right over there. Now, it did a good job, but it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of getting mushy, so I don't know what the deal is. This one's very soft. Like, you can see where I barely touched it and it literally left an imprint. The one up here is obviously destroyed as well. I don't know. When I did finger swatching, they looked amazing. They were super pigmented, vibrant, like so good, so soft. But when you're trying to use a brush, it just does not work. So I don't know if you just need to strictly use your finger, which I don't like, but I think you can make them work. But for me, I just don't think I'll ever want to dip into those ones again just because of how much trouble they gave me. There's a lot of fallout, as you can see on my face. It's literally all over my pants, my hands. It's a mess. Now, addressing fallout, there definitely was a bit more than I would like. It's not enough to make me never want to use this palette again, but it's not like non-existent either. Now, again, as I've said before, when you have shadows that aren't as packed tightly as some others, you're going to get a lot more pigmentation, but then you have the fallout. So if you don't want a lot of fallout, you have to press your shadows harder, which means you don't get as much pigmentation, so it's kind of like a toss-up. So overall, I do really like this palette. I definitely think a lot of you will like this. I think there's a lot of different color choices. Even though, like I said, they look similar, there's a lot of different undertones, which completely makes the shadows absolutely unique and absolutely different. That's kind of the same thing. But I do think you'll like it. I really like it. So overall, the only negatives I have are with the metallics. They're stunning. They're beautiful. They just don't work for me. I won't be reaching for them, I'm sure, anytime soon. But all the other shadows that I used, which were quite a lot, as you obviously saw, all did an amazing job. I definitely really enjoyed them. So overall, the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated Eyeshadow Palette is Cody J approved. Now, getting into the extra special fun part of this video, if you at home would like a chance to win your very own Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated Palette, all you have to do is the following. Be subscribed to my YouTube channel, of course, like this video, of course, and be following me on my Instagram at Cody Jay Artistry. That is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my TubeBuddy tool to randomly select one of my subscribers. Then I will follow them to their Instagram and see if they're following me. If so, you'll be the winner. Now, this giveaway is not international this time. I've been sending a lot of stuff to a lot of places, and it's getting a little pricey if I'm being quite honest. So this one is just going to be for anyone who lives within the United States. I will try to do more for all you international JAYBABYs as soon as I can, of course. But again, if you'd like to win this eyeshadow palette, all you have to do is, one last time, be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and be following me on my Instagram at Cody Jay Artistry. And if you guys would like to leave me a comment as well, letting me know if you like this palette in general, and also letting me know what your Instagram username is so I can also find you a lot faster if necessary, I would definitely appreciate that. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you'd like to keep up with all things Cody J, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok, all at Cody Jay Artistry. And of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And good luck with today's giveaway. And I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.